The morning is a doorway, a quiet moment between night and day, where the mind is still and the world has not yet demanded your attention. How you begin this hour shapes the entirety of your day. The choices you make, the thoughts you nurture, and the intentions you set now ripple into every action, conversation, and decision. Stoicism teaches that inner peace and resilience are not found in controlling the world, but in mastering your mind. Today, we explore 10 timeless rules to discipline your mind every morning. These principles guide you to focus on what you can control, question impulses, embrace virtue, and navigate life with calm clarity. By practicing these daily, you cultivate a mind that is strong, steady, and unshakable, ready to face the day with wisdom and purpose. If you want to transform your mornings in your life, stay with me as we uncover each rule in depth, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more insights into Stoic living, discipline, and inner strength. 1. Begin in silence. The first rule of morning discipline is to begin in silence. Before the rush of the day, before messages, alarms, or responsibilities demand attention, sit quietly and observe your mind. Notice thoughts as they arise without judgment, as if you were watching clouds drifting across a clear sky. In this calm space, your mind is free from distraction, and clarity begins to take root. Silence is not emptiness. It is a fertile ground where intention grows. Each morning, this practice lays the foundation for deliberate action, a buffer against the chaos that will inevitably come. During this quiet time, notice your impulses and emotions without immediately reacting. Perhaps irritation rises at the thought of the day ahead, or anxiety about unfinished tasks surfaces. Acknowledge these feelings as natural, but do not surrender to them. By observing rather than reacting, you exercise the first form of discipline, self-awareness. This awareness becomes a shield, strengthening your ability to respond with reason rather than habit or fear. To make this practical, dedicate at least 5 minutes each morning to silence. Close your eyes, focus on your breath, and let thoughts pass like leaves on a river. If your mind wanders, gently return to observation. Over time, this small act compounds. The calm cultivated in these moments persists, shaping the tone of your day. You begin to notice when your attention drifts, when you react unnecessarily, and when a pause could lead to wiser choices. Silence is the first ally of a disciplined mind. It teaches patience, cultivates presence, and reminds you that power lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering yourself. Begin each morning here, and the day will follow with a quiet strength that grows stronger with every practice. Start every morning in quiet reflection before the rush of the day. Sit calmly, observe your thoughts, and let them drift without judgment. Silence is fertile ground for clarity and intentional action. Each morning, this practice strengthens your focus and builds resilience. As you practice this daily, you'll notice subtle shifts in awareness and calm. For more guidance on cultivating these morning habits, consider subscribing. Your mind will thank you for the gentle reminders and practical exercises shared here. 2. Focus on what you can control. Life will constantly throw circumstances beyond your influence, people's moods, sudden events, or unexpected outcomes. Yet the Stoics remind us that your mind is always within your power. Each morning, take a moment to reflect on what is truly yours, your thoughts, your judgments, and your choices. These are the tools with which you navigate the world. By focusing on what you can control, you conserve energy, avoid unnecessary frustration, and cultivate inner freedom. Imagine starting your day anticipating challenges, an argument at work, a traffic jam, or a demanding request from someone. Instead of allowing these events to trigger stress or irritation, recognize that they are external. What matters is your response. Will you react impulsively, allowing anger or anxiety to take hold, or will you observe calmly, choosing the path of reason? Morning reflection trains you to answer this question deliberately. Each choice becomes a step toward mastery over your mind rather than surrender to circumstance. List mentally or on paper the aspects of your life you can control versus those you cannot. Place attention on what is yours to shape your actions, your words, your intentions. Let go of everything else. This habit, repeated daily, rewires the mind. You begin to notice moments when you are wasting energy on the uncontrollable, and you redirect your focus toward meaningful action. By embracing this principle every morning, you build resilience, patience, and clarity. The disciplined mind understands that freedom is not the absence of difficulty, but the mastery of choice. Start your day with this mindset, and you face life's challenges with equanimity, no longer a victim of circumstance, but a conscious navigator of your own inner world. Not everything in life is within your power, but your mind always is. Begin each day by reflecting on what you can influence, your thoughts, judgments, and actions, and let go of what you cannot. This focus preserves energy, reduces frustration, and nurtures inner freedom. When you consistently apply this principle, your responses to challenges will improve. For more insights on mastering your reactions and building daily mental resilience, subscribe to ensure you get guidance like this every morning. 3. Question your impulses. Every morning, take time to examine the first stirrings of your mind. Thoughts and impulses arise automatically, often without your conscious awareness. The disciplined mind pauses before reacting, asking, does this serve reason, or is it a fleeting desire, a distraction, or a habit? Stoicism teaches that judgment precedes action. By questioning impulses, you regain control over your behavior and strengthen the clarity of your mind. Consider small, daily examples: a notification that triggers irritation, a thought of resentment towards someone, or a craving that tempts you away from purpose. Without reflection, these impulses can set the tone for your day, but by noticing them in the morning, you create space for intentional response. You can choose patience over frustration, wisdom over impulsivity, virtue over convenience. Each pause strengthens the neural pathways of reason, gradually rewiring the mind to respond with discipline. Set aside a few moments each morning to mentally scan your intentions. Ask yourself, which thoughts deserve my energy today? Imagine scenarios where you might react unconsciously, and visualize responding calmly and wisely instead. Over time, this simple exercise transforms your inner life. The impulses that once seemed uncontrollable become manageable, and the habit of thoughtful reflection extends naturally into every decision you make. By questioning your impulses daily, you cultivate a mind that is deliberate, resilient, and grounded in reason. Morning reflection becomes a training ground for mastery, turning the reactive, scattered mind into one that is focused, purposeful, and ready to meet the day with composure and strength. This is the essence of Stoic discipline: choice before reaction, clarity before chaos. Pause before acting. Every thought or desire that arises deserves reflection. Does it serve reason, or is it born from distraction or habit? By questioning impulses, you train your mind to act deliberately rather than reactively, strengthening self-discipline. If you want to cultivate this skill daily and receive practical prompts to do so, subscribe now to keep these exercises and reflections accessible to you. 4. Accept life's impermanence. Every morning, remind yourself that life is fleeting and everything you experience is temporary. People come and go, circumstances change, and even your own body is in constant motion toward decline. The disciplined mind accepts this truth, not with fear or despair, but with clarity and calm. Recognizing impermanence allows you to release unnecessary attachment to outcomes, to possessions, and to situations that lie beyond your control. Attachment often leads to suffering. When you cling to what will inevitably change, disappointment is inevitable. By reflecting on impermanence each morning, you prepare your mind to navigate life with equanimity. Imagine waking each day with the awareness that nothing is guaranteed: your job, your health, your relationships, but that your response to each moment is entirely within your power. This perspective cultivates freedom because you learn to act in alignment with reason and virtue rather than fear of loss. Involve a morning meditation, picture your day unfolding, and remind yourself that whatever challenges arise are transient. Visualize letting go of frustration or regret as they appear, like leaves carried away on a river. Embrace each interaction, each decision, and each small moment fully, knowing that they will not last forever. Over time, this practice deepens your resilience, sharpening focus on what truly matters and freeing your mind from distractions born of clinging. By beginning each morning with the acceptance of life's impermanence, you cultivate a mindset of freedom, courage, and perspective. Challenges are seen as opportunities to exercise virtue rather than as threats, and even loss becomes a teacher. This daily awareness strengthens the disciplined mind, preparing you to face the day with calm strength and unwavering clarity. Life is fleeting, and attachment to outcomes or possessions often brings suffering. Each morning, reflect on impermanence and embrace freedom from unnecessary attachment. Acceptance brings calm, clarity, and perspective. Practicing this daily transforms your approach to challenges. For more reminders and reflections to strengthen your inner peace, subscribing ensures you never miss a moment of Stoic guidance. 5. Guard your attention. Your attention is a precious resource, more valuable than wealth or status. What you focus on shapes your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Each morning, decide consciously where your mind will rest. If you scatter attention on worries, distractions, or unimportant details, your day will follow the same fragmented pattern. The disciplined mind protects its focus like a guardian, directing energy toward what truly matters. Consider how easily the day can pull you into reactive behavior. A critical email, a social media post, or a fleeting irritation can hijack your thoughts and set the tone for hours. By guarding your attention from the moment you wake, you prevent these external influences from controlling your inner state. Start with a simple morning practice. For 5 minutes, focus solely on your breath or a single meaningful intention. Notice when your mind drifts and gently return it to this focus. Over time, this builds the mental muscle of sustained attention. Another exercise is prioritizing what deserves your energy. Ask yourself, which thoughts, people, or tasks will I give my attention today? By consciously choosing, you create a mental filter that discards trivial distractions. Gratitude, reflection, and visualization are powerful tools to anchor your attention. The mind, trained in this way, becomes resilient, steady, and capable of deliberate action, even amid chaos. Guarding your attention is not merely about avoiding distractions. It is about cultivating presence, clarity, and purpose. By beginning each morning with this awareness, you ensure that your energy flows toward what you can influence and away from what diminishes your strength. The disciplined mind learns that focus is freedom, and each day offers an opportunity to practice this invaluable skill. Your attention shapes your life. Start the day by deciding where your mind will rest, protecting it from distractions that scatter energy. Focus on gratitude, virtue, and purposeful action. To keep your attention sharp every day, subscribe now to receive practical exercises and reminders for cultivating mental clarity consistently. 6. Practice gratitude. Every morning, take a moment to reflect on what you already have. Gratitude is a powerful lens that reframes your perception of life. It shifts attention from what is lacking to what is present, from desire to appreciation. By acknowledging the small and often overlooked blessings, breath, health, relationships, opportunities, you train your mind to recognize abundance rather than scarcity. This simple practice cultivates contentment, clarity, and emotional resilience. Consider how easy it is to be consumed by complaints or comparisons. The disciplined mind interrupts this cycle early each day. Spend a few minutes listing mentally or writing down the things for which you are grateful. It could be the comfort of a quiet morning, the support of a friend, or even the lessons learned from past mistakes. Gratitude does not ignore life's challenges. It strengthens your ability to face them with composure and perspective. Gratitude also creates a foundation for virtue. A mind that recognizes what it has is less likely to grasp or act selfishly. By starting your day with appreciation, you reduce envy, frustration, and impulsivity. This practice extends into interactions with others. Your patience deepens, your empathy strengthens, and your actions reflect intention rather than reaction. Morning gratitude is not a fleeting thought, but a disciplined habit. Each day, it compounds, gradually reshaping perception and increasing mental strength. By consistently practicing this, your mind becomes anchored in what is meaningful, your energy is directed toward growth, and your ability to act with virtue and clarity is enhanced. Gratitude transforms ordinary mornings into a daily ritual of empowerment and calm. Each morning, reflect on what you already have. Gratitude shifts focus from scarcity to abundance, fostering contentment, resilience, and emotional strength. By acknowledging small blessings daily, you reinforce perspective and intentionality. For daily prompts to integrate gratitude and cultivate calm strength, subscribe now. This will guide you through practical morning rituals step by step. 7. Visualize challenges. Each morning, anticipate the challenges that the day may bring. Visualization is a powerful tool for preparing the mind, not to create fear, but to build resilience and foresight. Imagine difficult conversations, unexpected obstacles, or personal temptations before they occur. By seeing them clearly in your mind, you reduce the element of surprise and strengthen your ability to respond with reason rather than impulse. Stoics practice this form of mental rehearsal to cultivate courage and readiness. Picture a situation where your patience may be tested, such as a disagreement with a colleague or a frustrating delay. Rather than imagining failure or frustration, visualize yourself responding calmly, deliberately, and virtuously. Imagine maintaining composure, speaking thoughtfully, and acting with integrity. By rehearsing these moments mentally, the mind becomes familiar with the appropriate responses, making them easier to enact when reality presents them. Spend a few minutes each morning walking through your day in your mind. Anticipate potential difficulties and explore how you can act with wisdom and discipline. If an unexpected event arises later, your mind recognizes patterns and draws on these rehearsals to respond effectively. Visualization transforms potential stress into an opportunity for growth, allowing you to meet challenges with confidence and clarity. Over time, this practice strengthens mental resilience. You begin to notice that challenges no longer provoke panic or impulsivity. Instead, they become exercises in patience, courage, and virtue. Morning visualization shapes the mind to see obstacles as temporary and manageable, reinforcing the Stoic principle that it is not the events themselves, but your judgment of them that defines your experience. Anticipate potential difficulties calmly each morning. Imagine challenges and rehearsed responses, preparing the mind to act with reason, patience, and courage, rather than fear or frustration. For more daily exercises like this that train mental resilience and readiness, subscribing ensures you can practice along with these Stoic techniques every day. 8. Commit to virtue daily. Each morning, make a deliberate commitment to live by the principles of virtue. Stoicism teaches that courage, wisdom, justice, and temperance are the compass for a disciplined life. By consciously aligning your intentions with these principles, you create a foundation for every action, decision, and interaction throughout the day. Morning commitment is not a vague idea. It is a conscious choice to act deliberately rather than react impulsively. Consider how small daily choices shape character. Choosing patience in a frustrating moment, honesty in difficult conversations, or temperance in the face of temptation may seem minor, but these decisions compound over time. Morning reflection allows you to set the tone intentionally. Before the day unfolds, decide which virtues will guide your behavior. This mental rehearsal strengthens self-discipline and ensures that your actions remain consistent with your values. Visualize your day and identify situations where you may be challenged to act with virtue. Imagine responding with courage rather than fear, fairness rather than bias, moderation rather than excess. Affirm internally, today I will act with integrity, wisdom, and patience. By verbalizing or mentally committing to these principles, you embed them into your consciousness, making them more likely to manifest in action. Committing to virtue daily transforms ordinary mornings into a training ground for the mind. Over time, this practice strengthens character, improves judgment, and enhances resilience. When challenges arise, you respond with reason rather than reaction, guided by an inner compass that remains steady even amid external turbulence. Morning commitment to virtue is the path to mastering oneself, turning each day into an opportunity for growth, discipline, and fulfillment. Begin each morning by committing to live by virtue, courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom. Visualize situations where these principles guide your actions, ensuring that your choices align with your values. For guidance on maintaining these commitments consistently and strengthening character through daily practice, subscribing brings you regular reminders and reflective exercises. 9. Reflect on mortality. Each morning, remind yourself that life is finite. This reflection is not meant to induce fear or despair, but to sharpen clarity, focus, and purpose. Awareness of mortality gives meaning to each choice and encourages you to prioritize what truly matters. When you accept that time is limited, trivial distractions lose power, and life becomes an opportunity to act with reason, integrity, and virtue. Imagine beginning your day knowing that every moment counts. The disciplined mind uses this awareness not to rush or panic, but to cultivate presence and intentionality. Reflecting on mortality encourages you to live fully in the present, engage deeply with meaningful tasks, and treat relationships with care. It reminds you that actions are permanent, even when life itself is fleeting, and that what you do with each day defines the quality of your life. Spend a few minutes each morning contemplating the impermanence of life. Picture a day where one of your opportunities or relationships is no longer available. Ask yourself how you would act differently and what choices truly deserve your attention. This reflection strengthens judgment and highlights priorities, guiding the mind toward purposeful action rather than wasted energy on the trivial or transient. By consistently reflecting on mortality, you cultivate urgency without anxiety, presence without fear, and discipline without rigidity. Life's finitude becomes motivation to act virtuously and wisely. Morning reflection on mortality trains the mind to live deliberately, transforming ordinary days into profound opportunities for growth, clarity, and mastery of self. Each day becomes a conscious step toward a life lived fully, intentionally, and with unshakable inner strength. Remind yourself daily that life is finite. Awareness of mortality sharpens focus, prioritizes meaningful action, and encourages living intentionally. By embracing this truth each morning, you cultivate clarity, resilience, and purpose. To keep this awareness alive and integrate it into daily life, subscribe now to ensure you receive regular reflections that guide deliberate action. 10. End with intent. Each morning, conclude your reflection by setting clear, purposeful intentions for the day ahead. Intent is the bridge between discipline and action. By consciously deciding how you will respond to challenges, cultivate virtue, and maintain inner calm, you shape the day before it unfolds. Without this step, mornings risk being passive, allowing circumstances to dictate your thoughts and actions. Intent turns routine into direction, chaos into clarity, and reaction into deliberate choice. Begin by imagining your day as a series of opportunities for conscious action. Visualize potential interactions, tasks, and challenges, and decide how you will approach them with reason and virtue. Affirm silently or aloud your commitments, patience and frustration, honesty and decisions, temperance and desire, courage and fear. These statements anchor your mind, ensuring that when distractions arise, your inner compass guides your responses. Write down or mentally review 3 ways you will act with intention today. Perhaps you will respond calmly to criticism, complete a difficult task without complaint, or show empathy to someone in need. By articulating these intentions each morning, you create a roadmap for disciplined action, training the mind to notice opportunities to exercise virtue rather than drift through habit or impulse. Over time, this practice transforms your life. Mornings of intentional reflection cultivate clarity, resilience, and strength, allowing you to face challenges with equanimity. Each day becomes a deliberate act of self-mastery, where virtue is exercised consistently and the mind remains focused, calm, and purposeful. By ending your morning with intent, you ensure that discipline, reason, and conscious choice guide every step, shaping a life aligned with Stoic principles and lasting inner freedom. Conclude your morning reflection by setting clear intentions for how you will respond to challenges, cultivate virtue, and act with calm focus. Intent turns discipline into action, shaping a deliberate, purposeful day. Remember to subscribe to the channel to continue learning how to discipline your mind every morning and cultivate a life of calm strength, clarity, and purpose. Discipline is a journey, not a destination. Each morning offers an opportunity to strengthen the mind, cultivate virtue, and live deliberately. By practicing these 10 rules consistently, you create a life where challenges no longer disturb your peace, distractions no longer scatter your focus, and your actions are guided by reason and intention. Remember, the power to shape your day and ultimately your life lies within your mind. Begin each morning with silence, clarity, and purpose, and watch as your world transforms. Apply these rules daily, reflect on their lessons, and let Stoicism guide you toward resilience, wisdom, and calm strength. If you found value in this video, subscribe to the channel now. Each week, we share reflections, practices, and insights that help you discipline your mind, live intentionally, and cultivate the inner strength to thrive in every moment. Let your mornings set the tone for a life well lived.